Okay, so recording in progress. Number 6, list the part number and part description for each part that is not in item class AP. There's like 3 different ways to do this. And this is the cool thing with SQL. When you start getting more interesting commands, interesting problems, there's multiple ways of doing things. So we only need to choose one of them now. Oh, I got 2 of these going. Yeah, I don't want that. All right, so what? I don't want that either. So this is the one that we were working on. So we wanted from the parts that didn't have AP, right? Just look at that again. Let's make sure that we're all on the same page here. Part number and part description only those 2 fields where the part is not. So we better do class too, where it's not AP. So I'm going to do 3: part number, part description, and class. Now let's have a look at the part table. I'm going to close the description of the customer table. I'm going to look at the part table, see what I got going there. Part number, part description, there we go, and class. So we can do that. So select part number, and I can see that coming up. Description, there I got that one. And I am going to do the class also, just as a verification. I only got 1 table that I need to work with, so that makes it nice and easy. And then our condition that we're going to have is going to be on the class, where the class, and it says where the class is not equal to AP. So what you could do is you could say not, and then you could say equal, and then do your AP thing. That's one way you could do it. Or another one is you could do, I think you can do this one, not equal, like that. Oh, there's so many ways. There's like, yeah, there's another that you can do like that, which means not equal. Or the other thing that you could do is you could say where class equal, and then you could say, put all that in brackets and put a not in front of it. Choose your poison, right? Let's keep it as simple as possible. And I'm just going to say, yeah, I think I'll just do the, I'm going to try this one, the sort of the mathematical way. I think that might work. I'm not a plus. I think it might work. To be honest, I'm not 100% this will work. If it doesn't, we'll try one of those others, but I think it'll work. Where it's not AP, run. Yeah, it didn't like that. What is it didn't like? Yeah, it didn't like the, yeah, so, okay, so we can't do that. Let's try this way. As I said, I wasn't 100% sure it would work. No, it doesn't like that either. Oh, well, okay, so it's making a liar out of me. Well, not equal. That's, well, let's just do this. Not in, and then we're gonna put a brackets around that way. I think we could do it that way. Didn't like that either. I got a minus sign somewhere. Where's my minus sign? Oh, because maybe those others would have worked, but all that time I had that equal in front. Let's go back. This one's fine. Not in, so we can put a list of things that it could be in. So that's one way we could do it. Not in. Let's try the other. Sorry, I didn't even see that. Not equal. Let's try that. I think this will work. We'll see. No, not equal won't work like that. But I tried this and I said it didn't work, but it might have been because I had an equal in front of the where. I just want to test it again. Yeah, so this one works. We can do the mathematical, not equal. Didn't work the first time because I had an equal in front there. Sorry, I'm using too small a font. I didn't see it. And I do think this other one does work also, not equal like that. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So either of those, we got lots of ways of doing it. There's 3 that I just used that did work, with the chevrons going both ways. The that one, with the exclamation mark and the equal. And then the other one was where we said it was not, and then we is the set, or we can say not in, and then we a set. Now with the set, you can do it with multiples, right? So we could say, well, we don't want anything that's AP, but let's add to that set, put a comma there, and say we also don't want anything that's SG. It's not SG. SG. Where's G? So this should just give us the HWs. Let's see. Because we're saying it's not this and it's not that. So that's I kind of like the set one. But we don't need. All right, so just that one. There's our answer. Works quite nice. Snip on that. Maybe use a bit larger font so I can see the little equal signs hiding away in front of the where statement. Sorry, the where clause, which I couldn't see there. That was kind of not so great. Oh well. So that was question, what, 6? I think, question 6. And away we go. Let's copy this, copy that code, put it in my, store it away somewhere where I could use it, which would be like in this note thing, right? So all right, so I don't know how that came up, but it did. All right, so yeah, save that. And you see how we go. I mean, I don't think I'm going to finish this, so there's going to be some you're going to just have to do on your own. But I'll keep going until we're out of time, I guess. Let's have a look at the next one. Where's our, yeah, what's that? Chat. Mr. Dina was here, but her battery, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so where's the word? Yeah, I can see it is a long lesson, right? We're having long lessons with this stuff. It takes a while. Okay, number 7. List the part number, description, and unit on hand for each part that has between, include both. Okay, do this 2 ways. Okay, so this is another one where you can do it more than one way. Now, what we hope is that all this stuff is in the part number, but it might not be, but let's just check. So going to here, the part number, description, and the amount on hand. For all the ones where, let's look at it again, part number, description for, sorry, part number, description, and number of units on hand. Okay, yeah, so everything is units on hand. So that's fine. Yeah, we can do that in one command. So part number, description, we don't need the class. We need the units in hand or something like that, right? So on hand. On hand. So it's the same. I'm just editing the old command because it's very similar to the old command, right? So why not? Why start over again, right? From part, it's also from the part. And it's now what it wants is what it wants where on hand is what? Is between. Okay, well, we could do this mathematically. We could say where on hand is bigger than or equal to, bigger than or equal to, well, what's the number? Let's go look. Come on, where are you? Bigger than or equal to, the numbers are between 10 and 25. Okay, so bigger than or equal to 10 and less than or equal to 25. So that's one way we can do it. Bigger than or equal to 10, or and, must be and, because it's between, right? And on hand is less than or equal to 25. So that should work. That's one way of doing it. Here we have the on-hand values. They're all between 10 and 25. So that's one way, but we have to do it 2 ways. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to save these anymore. I'm showing it to you on video. We'll look at them later. I'll give you the answers later, but it seems to be taking too long doing this copy paste stuff. So you guys can do that yourself. I'm just going to show it to you on the video. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it would be to what? Instead of, we can use this thing between. where on hand, between, and we say the things between 10, I think we actually just say between 10 and 25. I think that works. Run that. And there they go. So that's two ways of doing it. One was bigger than, less than, equal to, less than, equal to. The other one is we got this thing between. Or another one we could do is we could use that in. This is the third way, but it's kind of an ugly way of doing it. We could say in, and we could do the numbers 10, 11, 12, 13. Would be, take so long, but you get the idea, right? All the way up, 15, 16, 17. You obviously, if you had a large thing of numbers, you wouldn't do this way. But and so that's another way of doing it, but that has to be in brackets. So this is a set, and I've shown you the set a minute ago, and it gives you the same answer. So there's three ways of doing it. I've shown you those. I'm not going to do the copy pasting because we're kind of running out of time. It takes too long to do that. It was kind of fun to start with, but it's kind of taking too much time. So let's have a look at the next one. And what's that? That's number 7. List part number description. Number of units on hand for each part that has. I just did that. All right, yeah, that's okay. That's number 7. List part number. Okay, again on hand. Okay, so we have this thing called on hand value, and it's equal to units on hand times the price, and but the item class is SG on hand. Okay, so we have a little bit of fun stuff to do with this one, right? So again, it's in the parts. So all I have to do is I have to edit this command here. It's in the parts. We want the part number, the description, and the on hand value units. So it's on hand times the number of units. So the number of units, sorry, what is it? Times the cost. On hand times cost. And it says something about cost is actually, there is no cost. Computed column, right? Unit price. On hand times the unit price. Is the unit price there? Yeah, there's a price. So we're going to take the on hand, we're going to multiply that by the price. And from that, we only want it for units that the class is SG, where my class is equal to SG. So this is going to come out, it's going to look a bit ugly, but it will come out. Let's see. All right, just say that on hand time cost. What on hand value is really, blah blah. It's unit price, which is a little bit different than cost. Yeah, okay, we get it. But all right, let's run. And there we go. We've got these two values here. I think that's what they wanted. Now that's kind of ugly. You can't read the column name. So we can take this and we can use the word as, and with that we can use an alias name. And so what should we call this? We would call this on hand value. So this is how we do an alias name. We use the as. Okay. And now we have a column heading there, on hand value. So that's that one. That was number 8. And as I said, I'm not copying and pasting these anymore. You can do those yourself. Watch the video. You can make the video really slow if you have to. List part number again. We're doing the part number, on hand value. On hand value is at least 75,000. Assign on hand to the computed value. All right, so we can do that. We've got this thing on hand value. And what we're going to do this time is the where clause is going to be about the on hand value. Doesn't really have it, does it? I'm going to try. It's a computed value, so I don't know. And value. I'm not sure this is going to work. And if it doesn't, then we'll have to do something else. But let's just try. Where on-hand value is equal to, is or greater than or equal to. On-hand value is greater than or equal to, and then the amount was 75. Let's see. No, didn't like that. Didn't like the on-hand value. All right. So what we're going to have to do there is, I did the as in some versions of SQL. I think that would work, but it won't work here. So we're going to have to say on-hand times price. It's greater than, because that's what on-hand value is on-hand times price. So that works that way, right? So only the ones that are more than 75,000. So that's what we got for that one. As I said, I wasn't sure that it does work on some servers. Didn't work on this one. The in operator we've already used, so this should be a breeze for us. We've already done this like two. I just put that way. You're kidding me, right? So can you use the any? So it must be in. I've already shown you that. Okay, so part number, part description, each parsed in the class. All right, so we're going to go back and do this. This is a revision of something we've already done, but I will show it to you quickly. So it's going to be part number, description, class from part where class is in a set. So I've shown you a set, and here's the set coming up again. And so we got our set. As long as it's one of those two things, it should work. So as I said, so you can see they're only the ones that weren't there is HW or something. That's the other class, right? So this gives you all the ones where the class is AP or SG. And we did this last time with equal or, that type of thing. All right, so next one. The number of each name of each customer where the name begins with B. So this is going to be from the customer table. So let's just edit this customer number, and their customer name. And from the customer table. And we only want them if they start with a B or something like that. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do where customer name, I guess. Customer name, we use this thing called like. And then we do I think we do the B first and then the percent. Let's see. I think, yeah, I haven't done this for a while, so let's see. So depending on where you put the percent, it'll take the things that go before or after. And I'm not sure about the quotes. There's a couple things I'm not sure about, but let's show you. All right, so I don't think it likes the quotes. So, or maybe the quotes have to go, as I said, I'm not sure about these quotes. So it might be like that. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so that worked. So I had to use quotes, but I had to put the quote in front of the B and then the percent after the B. And what that means is anything that starts with a B, the percent after it means doesn't care what happens after the B. The like, that means that. All right, so as long as it starts with a B, we got all the ones that start with a B. So that's how we do that one. That was number 13 or something. Number 11. List all the details of all parts, order the output by part description. So now we're just going to, I'm just going to start fresh. Select, if you want all the details, that's just a star, right? That's easy. From part. Okay, but now the thing is that we do have a condition there. Oh, there's no condition with a where, because where limits the number of rows. We're not limiting number of rows. What we're doing is we're putting them in an order. And so we do have this thing called order by. Order by or group by. Order by. And then we say what we want to order it by, right? And we can do it descending or ascending. So 12 it's ordered by part description, right? Ordered by description. And do they want it ascending or descending? It doesn't say. So we just take the default, and the default is going to be ascending. So if you look at the description, they're in order now. C is the lowest in alphabetical order, and then they go up from there. So that one worked. Select star from part, order by description. Too much easy. All right. List the details of all the parts, ordered by part number within warehouse. Order by warehouse and then by part number. All right, so select everything from part, ordered by, ordered by part number within the warehouse. So we need to get the warehouse and the part number. Okay, so we're not ordering by description, we're ordering by warehouse. And I think we put a comma there, and then we say description. Is that right? Part number. Part number is P. Let's see if this works. Again, I'm not 100% sure on the exact syntax, but I'm thinking that might work. Yeah, it did. So what we got going there, right? All right. So the trick here was we ordered by two things and see if it worked. If it worked, then all the warehouse one will be before warehouse two, will be before warehouse three. Yes, there we go. Warehouse one, warehouse two, warehouse three. So warehouse is ordered first, and then the part numbers will be in order within each warehouse. So for the first warehouse, warehouse one, got parts starting with a C and then a part starting with a D. But then we see this B, that's out of order, but that's because it's in a different warehouse, right? And so then we have to look at all the ones in warehouse two. They start with B, then D, then K, and then we go to A. Well, why do we go to A? Because that's in warehouse three. So the rest of these are in warehouse three, and these are all in order for warehouse. So that's how we do ordering, which is sorting, really. Ordering is sorting. So sorting, which we call ordering in SQL. List all the details, all the parts, got all that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how many customers have balances that are more than their credit limits? That's all in the customer table, I think. So we have a balance, we have a credit limit in the customer table. So we're going to select, yeah, okay, let's do their customer. Oh, we want to count. Oh, okay, we need a count. We need a count of what? Customer, doesn't matter which one. Customer number, or we could even do a star. Star from customer. Where, now we need a where statement, not sorting anymore. So what we want is, what was it? Where their credit limit was more than their balance or something. Their balance is more than their credit limit. Balance is bigger than credit limit. That should work. And we got 2. And that might not convince you, right? As I don't know, bad credit or something. Is, yeah. So I'm putting an alias on it so we can see. Okay, so we got 2. That might not convince you because you'd say, oh yeah, how do I know? Well, we could check. One way we could check, but this is the thing. This is the answer, right? But if you just wanted to check the answer, what you could do is just change this and say, instead of the count, just do star. And instead of counting it, then you'll see the 2. It is 2. Those are the 2 that have the balances bigger, all right? But we did a count on it because we might just want to use that count for something else. And you'll see that when we get to lab 3, where we have sort of nested queries and stuff like that. But this one, we can just do it with that, put a count around that, around the thing we're selecting. And then the result is just the number. And that's what we need for this answer, just two. But as I said, you can check if you want to make sure by just doing the query without the count, and then you can count by yourself. But why would you? Yeah. And that makes sense if you got a database with 5 records in it. But if you got a database with 1 million records in it, you want to really sit there and count records? Probably not. So that's why we'd use the count. And there are databases with 1 million records in it. Okay, so that was the how many. 15, find the total balances of all the customers represented by sales rep 65 with balances that are less than their credit limits. Well, I think we better break this up. This is a tricky one. I think we better break this up and just first find the balances of the customers from rep 65, right? So we're going to do let's do the customer name. And let's do their balance. And let's do their sales rep. Okay, and from customer, and we're just going to make sure that it's only the ones where the sales rep is 65, right? Okay, so I've made a mistake there somewhere. Invalid column name sets. That's rep num. Sorry. How did I do that? Right, rep num. Okay, so these are the ones that are rep number, and there's their balances. Now, but we wanted to know if their balances were bigger, balances are less than the credit limit. So maybe I should have checked the credit limit as well, right? So. Okay, so we want the ones where the balance is less than the credit limit. Well, that's all of them. All right, but okay, so let's do it properly though. We want to find all the ones. So that's them, and where the balance is less than the credit limit, right? The balances are less than the credit limit. All right, and balance. What's happening? There you go. That's less than credit limit. So it's the same ones because all of them had the balance less than the credit limit. But what we want to do is we somehow want to get a total of these. We want a total of, so the way we actually do that is we want a total of the, all it wants is the balances, right? Oh, hold on. But all it wants is a total of the balances. So we don't need all of this stuff here. We just want the total of the balances. So we're going to get the sum, which is the total of the balances. Okay, so maybe you could do some math on this yourselves, so we can predict what that number is. Now, when we use SQL, we wouldn't be able to, but just roughly in our head, we can see that this is about 6,000, this is about 3,000. So add those together, that's about 9,000. It's gonna be about 11,000 and a bit, 11,300 or something like that. Let's see if that works. 11,300. So it does work, sum of the balance. Okay, so that's how we could do that one. Got 10 minutes left. We're almost done. That was number 15. That was the total of the balances. We use sum of balance. What is the price of the least expensive part in the database? Is this going to be in the part table? As long as it is, then these things are going to be easy. So we look in our part table. The least expensive, there's the price. So we want the min. So how we can do this is we have this thing called min. So we just say select star from, or we just do min. Select min price um, from part. Because I mean, all it's asking is this very simple thing from part. That's all. What's the smallest price? Doesn't ask for anything else. All it asks for is the price of the least expensive part. So I think that's it. Min price. What's the price of the least expensive part? The least expensive part is $24.95. Now, if you wanted to test that, you could select, you could say, I'm not sure that's true. Is it really that's the cheapest price? We got a very small database, so we can check. We can check the price and the part number or something. And we can see, okay, so see any number that's smaller than 24? Nope. So that did work. So that was just min price. All right, last one. Woo, woo, woo. List the part number of any part with an unknown description. Oh, man. Oh, so we're just gonna do, I don't know, I'm gonna just do that. From part, select everything from part where description is equal to null. I think we say null. Do we have to put it in quotes? I think we can just do it like that. And I don't think there's going to be any, right? There's none, but that's how I would do it. Boom. All right, folks. So any questions there? I've actually gone through and answered all of the questions in front of you now. So I hope that